All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Sorry for joining late. I were having some network issues from my end here, but we've been able to resolve that. I'm really sorry for joining this late. My name is Akogiola Komi Joshua, and I'm going to be our pilot for today's morning market review. I'm really sorry for starting late once more. Compliments of the season. Yes, Merry Christmas. Our Christmas has passed, so I would say in arrears, but a happy new year in advance, you understand? And I hope everything is going to be very interesting to each and every one of us. I'm using this opportunity to still say I am very sorry for joining the training for the money market review this morning late. Okay, so I can see us, Mr. A1, Adetunji Olalekan Said, Adeyemi Olalekan, Adiza Usman, Alebode Sedu, Alphonsus Kediashi, Arubi Emmanuel Obaji. I can see ASOS Z0112. I can see AY. All right. I'm trying to mention, yes, I might not be able to mention everybody's name. I can see Basi Epenyong, Bawo Emmanuel, Bayo, Olu, Lowo, Bello Saidat, Bluefeed, FX, Chinedu, Christiana iPhone, Kusi Jackson Temitope, Jeremiah Abu, John, Niam. All of you, I'm saying a very good morning to you all. Good morning to you all. Okay, so we all know the drill like we normally do. We take our time to look at what is happening in the market, look at what is going to happen fundamentally. So once we're able to get that, then we move into the real deal that has to do with technicals. So let's look at what is happening technically today. Let me share my screen so you'll be able to see. Let's look at what is happening fundamentally today first, after which we now move straight down to what we're going to be having technically. We look at it and see what the market will be saying. Are we going to be having any volatile news in terms of oils or currencies and the likes? Then from that point, we're able to move on and pick which one we're going to do. Okay, so with that being said, let's look at what happened fundamentally. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with us now, and I want to believe we all can see my screen. I want to believe we all can see my screen. So if you're able to hear me loud and clear and you're able to see my screen, just come to the chat section and just drop a beep for me. You can just drop a beep, okay, or the chat section, just drop it loud and clear that you can hear me loud and clear. In fact, that would be well appreciated. I will appreciate that. Most like I will appreciate it if you're able to give me the information that you can hear me loud and clear. You understand? It's very interesting. I would love to hear that you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, so here again, sharing my screen to us so we can see that. Okay, with us. Okay, I believe you can hear me clearly and you can see my screen, right? Okay, I can see from Miss Liu Dean, you're saying loud and clear that you can see and you can hear me. Okay, I love that. Interesting. That's interesting. I love that. I love that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you for telling me you can see and hear me loud and clear. So moving to the real deal quickly without wasting time. Quickly without wasting our time. Yes, thank you. Come in. Okay, I'm still with us, please. Trying to do 1 or 2 seconds here so we can see it. I know what it's up. Chat. Still with us, please. Okay. Right. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay, I'm back. All right, so fundamentally now I can see that for some of us, you said you can hear me loud and clear. So I want to give everybody can hear me, misleading, saying loud and clear. Ecolanos or DJ, loud and clear. Moji said loud and clear. So thank you very much. I believe everybody can hear us. So if you're unable to hear me from your own end, it means it's not from my side. It means it's from your side. So kindly look at your network. And looking at what the market is saying this morning, from what we're seeing this morning, we can actually see that yes, we are having some news like the Euro splash CPI year to year is coming out by 9 a.m. We also have that of Chicago PMI, which is coming out on the USD by 3:45, and also have the pending home sales, which is coming out by 4. And just like I will always inform us that okay, depending on what the actual says, nobody knows the direction of the news itself. Nobody knows where exactly to be pointing to. So whatever your actual comes out with now will determine how the market is going to move. And we all know that okay, if the news is coming out on euros, look out for major instruments that you can pair it with, the minor ones, either Euro USD, Euro CAD, Euro JPY, etc. Now, if the actual comes out green, is saying that the information that came out on euros is good and strong. So it means you can do what? You buy it. And if it's coming out red, it means the information coming out on euros is bad, which means it has affected the currency bad and in the wrong way. So it means you sell. And when it comes out neutral is black. That's color black. So it means it can go to both directions, either up or down on the chart. You understand? So depending on what you see, and the same suit is what you follow when it's time for USD by 3:45 or 4 p.m. You understand? But let's look at it. Last week, Friday, what happened? Let's look at what we saw on Friday. Let's look at what happened. There was no serious news except for the one that came out on Tokyo, JPY. Tokyo core CPI year to year. It came out negative. And we had that of crude oil inventories, which came out from what we're seeing from our own end here. It came out good, minus 4.2 million liters or so, you understand? So it came out good for crude oil inventories. And if you're seeing news like this, the actions of crude oil inventories will affect instruments like oils, you understand? And currently, funny enough, I think one of the things we need to look at in this current season is this. If I ask us, who do we think is the largest producer of oil in the world now? Who do we think? I know some of us might think it's Saudi Arabia and the likes, all these Middle East countries, because yes, they are known for oil, right? But funny enough, the largest producer of oil now is the United States, the US. They are the largest producers of oil. So if they are the largest producers of oil right now, it means they've been able to overtake Saudi Arabia, and now they can determine what happens on oil. You understand? So with that in mind, I want to believe if there's any news coming out on oils from the US, it's going to move the market massively. It's going to move it strongly because they are able to determine what happens now. The amount of oil they have, the production they have in store, it's now on the high side. So it will determine the movement of oil. US will determine the movement of oil where it is now. So we should also look, also take our time to just put that at the back of our mind. Let's put that at the back of our mind because it's something that is interesting. Just got the information some few days ago, and I was even shocked that although I'd gotten that information before now, but I didn't want to until when I got it from someone, from a source, you understand? I have one of those sources that I follow, and got the information, and I was shocked and I was surprised that yes, it's true. So we should look out for reactions of oil from the US. You understand? Whenever US is giving an information, we should always look out that yes, there's going to be a reaction on oils now. All right. Okay, so let's move down back to the chart because we've seen the news for today. So let's just watch out and see how the market is going to react to it. Now let's go to the market technically. Let's look at the market technically, look at it and see what is happening exactly. What is happening exactly and how we're going to trade this market. Are we going to buy? Are we going to sell? So let's look at what the market is saying technically this morning. So first thing first, like we all know, we're going to be starting with currencies. So after that, we move into commodities and indices, depending on what we're seeing. All right, so yes, just like I said we're going to be doing more of currencies, commodities, stocks, indices, all of them. Look at it and see how the market moves. You understand? So with that, we're able to determine what we're going to do on this market. So first thing first, we're looking at Euro USD. We're looking at Euro USD, and we'll see how it's going to move. You understand? So based on what I'm seeing now on my 1 hour time frame, this is my 1 hour time frame. Let's look at it based on what we're seeing on my 1 hour time frame. You understand? So for a while now, we discovered that price has actually gotten to this part. In fact, around this point, on this 1 hour time frame, it's more or less like a double bottom. You understand? It did a double bottom here, and we expect the price to push up, which it did. You understand? Look at it. Okay, let me point out that place. Look at it from this point section. Yeah. There was a double bottom around this point, and price respected this point. So this, as of now, this point is a strong zone. You understand? And after that, it moved. It moved up. It got to this point and it got rejected. So when it got rejected now, so this point now becomes a zone. And you discover that since then, price has yet to cross that part. In fact, the closest it got to it was this point. Now it's more or less like price is ranging. You understand? Price is ranging between these points. You understand? Look at it. Price is not giving any definite direction between these points. Even as of this morning, you discover that price has just been dancing so low across this part. So this is what I'm expecting from price. I'm expecting price to come down to this particular section here, this zone here. And if price is able to get to this particular zone, there should be a rejection. Okay. This is on my 1 hour time frame, please. Okay. So across this part, there should be a rejection. And if price does not reject it, if price does not reject this, gets broken here, you understand? If this zone is unable to reject price as of this point, then I'm expecting it to come down to this particular section, which is a demand zone. And around this demand zone, I'm expecting price to do what? To go back up, to push back up. Yes. That's what is expected from me. That's my take. Price is coming back down. It should get to this point and have some heat. It should reject. But if price is able to break this point below, it's coming down to this particular section. You understand? That's the main stuff here. And this point here is a demand zone. So around this point, we should expect price to push up. You understand? But let's look at what price is saying on the daily time frame and see. That should also help us to readjust and see, okay, what exactly is price doing? You understand? And looking at it, you see, price has been on a downward trend on the daily time frame. Look at it. It's been on a downward trend on the daily time frame. Now, across this section where the zones are, you discover that price has been rejected at those points several times. Look, the last time it got there, around November 19, it got rejected, went up, came back down to this point. You understand? Look at it. Sometimes around the 17th of December, and it still got rejected. Now price is going again. If price should get back to this point and it gets rejected, I'm expecting price to go back up. From what I'm seeing, price is trying to do a reversal. From what I'm seeing, price is trying to do a reversal. So even if it comes down and do a retest and it gets rejected here, I'm expecting price to what? Push back up. So just like I said, so if price should get back down, maybe it breaks this particular zone we are seeing here. We zoom in clearly so that we can see. If price is able to get to this point and it breaks this zone and it comes down to this point, it is expected for price to reject. So I'm expecting, yes, I'm still expecting price to go up on Euro USD, if that is the case from what we're seeing. But if it's able to break it down continuously, then we could see a continuous movement on the downward side, you understand, on the downward side. But if that is not the case, then we're expecting it to move up. And in fact, if you look at it from what we're seeing on the daily time frame, you understand, if we look at what we're seeing here on the daily time frame, at some point, it's more or less like it was almost giving us a pattern here, but no, it's not fully drawn. So for me, for one, I'll be expecting price to do a little test down to this point, then a rejection back up. Yes, that's my take, understand? So I'm still standing with what I said on my 1 hour time frame, that I'm expecting price to get down to these sections. You understand? And if it rejects it, then go back. But already, one of the things we need to notice, even around where price is on our 1 hour time frame, there's a zone there. So if it's able to break this zone down, that's when it will move down to this point. But if that does not happen, it will go back and test this particular supply zone. And if it's able to break above it, then it moves up. Already moved to 3. That's that on Euro USD. Okay, so let's look at another instrument. Let's look at another instrument. And this time around, we'll be looking at USD card. We look at USD card. Okay, and with us USD card, see what is happening on USD card. Okay, USD card it is. I'm on USD card. Okay. All right. So looking at it on USD card now, this is my 1 hour time frame. This is on my 1 hour time frame. And what are we seeing here? Okay. So on USD card on my 1 hour time frame. Okay. On my 1 hour time frame, based on what we're seeing, let me zoom it out. Price has been ranging. It's been ranging. Just look at it. But let me make it fair. From this point to this point. In fact, if I'm to pick it, I want to be firm with it, I'll see from this point, price has not gone above this point and below this point. So we've been having more of an internal support and resistance, internal demand and supply. And price has been it has respected that zone for a while. Now, whenever price is doing like this, correction is about to take place. That's what I'm saying. In fact, from what we're saying, it's more or less like the market price wants to go down. It's even taking it slowly. You understand? If I'm to draw a trend now on this, I'll pick it from this point. I could pick it from this point. Okay, from this point now, this is what it's doing. You understand? Or I bring it down to this point. Yes, that's what I would say it's doing. It has gone down like this. So it's still expected that price will come down, then push back up. But you know, one can actually determine where exactly price is going until it gives us that full direction. So I'm expecting price now to, because of what I'm saying here, it's not moving. I'm expecting to just respect whatever trend it's in internally within this point. That's what I'm expecting price to do, to have an internal respect for zones around this point. It could just do the whole movement around this point. So around this point, I'm expecting price to just move. Maybe it gets to this point, one, then it rejects it back and it comes back down. So based on what we are seeing here, price is able to push up to this point. I'm expecting it to drop. Or it might decide to continue dropping. And if it continues dropping, I'm expecting price to come down to this point. But from what I'm saying, I'm expecting it to push up a little bit. Price has been dropping down, so it might decide to move up to 50% of this particular section. So what I'm saying is price can decide to get to around this point, then there will be a rejection around this point to come down. You understand? Price could get to this point, and there will be a rejection back to the downward side, and to back down till this point. And after that, a rejection back to the upside, depending. But if it's able to break this particular section down, I'm expecting price to come back down to the next zone around this point. Okay, so I'm expecting price. I will expect price to get here. If it's able to break below this point, then I will expect price to get down to this point, this particular section here. So that's just it. It's more about the zones, you understand, about the zones. So price will try to fill up the liquidity areas, you understand, all those zones. And if it's able to fill it up there, we expect another move. But looking at it on the daily time frame, can you see price has been on a high, all-time high. It's been a very long, in fact, it's been coming for a long time now. Let's look at it. Let me make it clear so we'll see. It's been coming for a very long time now. Look at what price is doing. Price has been moving up and it has gotten to this high now and it's rejecting. And the truth is this, at any point, it could go back down. But yes, based on what we are seeing in the US economy, we discovered that the US economy is just getting stronger and stronger by the day based on what they are doing. Even though, yes, they are reducing their interest rate, and reducing of interest rate also has its positive side too on an economy, you understand? But based on what we are seeing, the USD has been strong. And just like I announced to us, I said, US are now the largest producers of oil. This is also another positive news for them, and it's going to affect their economy positively, you understand? So all these things are part of the things that is helping. So if price does not drop, you understand, this is on my daily time frame, looking at the trend, look at the trend from here now, discover that it has moved up for a while. It has gone up for a while, in fact. And let's pick it from September 24th, you understand? From September 24th, price has been going up. look at it. It's been moving up. This is a massive movement up. You understand? So even if price is going to come, we're expecting price to come down. If we are to follow the trend, come down to this point and push back up. But currently, where price is a supply zone. It's a supply zone. So unless price is able to break this new high, I'm not expecting it to push up. I'm expecting it to drop. You understand? I'm expecting price to come down on USD CAD. That's what I'm saying. That's my own expectation. I'm expecting price, based on my opinion, I'm expecting price to drop. But if price breaks above this particular zone here, if it breaks above this zone here successfully, goes back or breaks above this zone, then we're seeing another upward movement. You understand? And from everything, all even from the politics and all the lights, Trump winning the election was more or less like a positive influence for the market, for the US market. Everything has actually been moving on. So a lot of reforms are coming, a lot of new reforms will be coming in to affect, which will affect the market, to affect it positively, to affect it negatively. But we'll wait and see what the market will do. Then we'll follow direction. You understand? And this is because this is a Monday morning, the market is a little bit we do not have a lot of traders coming in now. Then maybe because it's festive period, but yes, all in all, the market will still move. Based on what we're saying, the market will still move in its own way. All right, so let's look at another instrument, GBP USD. Let's look at GBP USD. GBP USD. Let's see what is happening in that market too. Okay, GBP USD. I'm on it. GBP USD. Okay, you see, GBP USD. Also, it's more or less like it's just dancing between 2 points. 2 points. If you look at it, let me zoom out so we can see this on my 1 hour time frame. Look at it. It's more or less like it's dancing on 1 point. But if we are to draw what the market has been doing, there's a downward trend to see. See. In fact, let me draw it so we could see. Let me zoom it out and see it. You still with us? Can you see? Based on what we're saying, if we are to pull it from here, you discover that price has actually gone down. Yes, we know maybe for some of these long candles we are saying was done affected by news, you understand? Based on what you're saying, it's been more of a downward trend on GBP USD based on what you're saying. But at the same time, price might want to reverse back to the upside. You understand? Price might want to reverse back to the upside because looking at it from this point, from this angle, now you discover that price got to a demand zone around this point. Let me zoom in so we can see it. Okay. Price got to a demand zone around this point now. Can you see? And since then, price has pushed back. This is another one, pushed it back. So I just think price is taking its time to move back up slowly, you understand? But at the same point, if we are to look at it, it's been more or less like it's been dancing just between these 2.1, 2.1 and 2. This is it. 1. This is another point here. Price has been what? Respecting, you understand? It's been respecting it more or less like it's ranging. Now, I'm expecting price that, okay, if price should even get to this point up here, expecting it to drop back down, you understand? Price has actually pushed and everything, but whatever it is that price is doing around this point, I'm expecting price to still push back to the upside. So if price is able to break above this section now, we should expect the price to go up. But if that is not the case, it comes back down to this point. It's expected that price will expect it and push back to the upside. You understand? It's expected that price will push back to the upside. Okay, right. So let's look at it on the daily time frame and see what the market is actually doing on daily time frame. Now you see, price got back, went to this high, got down. You understand? And just like I said, on the 1 hour time frame, I said I'm expecting price to still go up. You understand? And look at it. The last time price got to this particular low, what happened? Price rejected. So it's more or less like price is trying to just readjust itself, to correct itself and push back up. That's what price is doing. And whichever way price is trying to do that, ours is just to make sure we follow it, we see it, and we push. You understand? So for me, I'm expecting price to break above this zone. And if it's able to break above it, then we can go for the bullish. You understand? Can go for the bullish. But if that is not the case, it will decide to go back down. You understand? Going back down, breaking it down, and we look for the next entry points for ourselves. But based on what I'm seeing here, I'm expecting price to respect it based on the last reaction of the market based on what we saw here around this point, it rejected and pushed up. So I'm expecting the same thing should happen. Price should also push up on GBP USD. That's my take on GBP USD. Okay, so let's look at another currency instrument, which is USD JPY. USD JPY. Okay, so together, stay with us. USD JPY. USD JPY. Okay, USD JPY it is. Okay, USD JPY. All right, I'm with us. USD JPY. USD JPY. Okay, stay with us. Okay. Okay, that's on this. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so based on what we're seeing now on my 1 hour time frame, we discovered that price has been on this particular high and it's been expecting, it's just been ranging between these two zones. You understand? Let me make it tight. Okay, it's just been one, and this is another one here. You see, just these 2 points. It's been ranging between these 2 points. I'm expecting price to drop on USD JPY, but currently, if we look at it, JPY is actually weak. That's why you've seen that USD JPY has been pushing up for a while. JPY has actually been weak for a while now. That's why price has been pushing up for a long time. I remember I was telling us that on my other trading application, which is my MT5, my trading account there, since the 4th of December, I've been on a buy on USD JPY. Not because of anything, but because I discovered that the currency was actually big. You understand? I entered the buy since on the 4th, and since then, price has moved up. And now look at where price is currently. Where price is a supply zone. I'm expecting price to drop actually on this part. I'm expecting price to drop. Understand? But when am I going to enter that sell? I'm expecting it to go below this particular section. And if it's able to close below it successfully around this zone, if it's able to close below it successfully, I will expect price to drop. Once price comes into this section and it goes below this section, I'm expecting price to drop. And if it starts dropping, this would be your first section for you to leave the market. You understand? Because around this point, there's a rejection zone. But if it's so strong enough to break below it successfully, then another section is around this point here. You see another section around this point here. You understand? That's the way it is. But nobody knows how the market is going to move. So we could leave the market at any point in time. Once we see a good proceeds that we are satisfied with, and leave the market any point, anytime. Now, price could actually go back up and continue going on. In fact, let's see what the currency strength meter is saying this morning. Let's see. Okay. Let me show us. Let's see what is the currency strength meter saying this morning. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So look at it. As of this morning, USD is already getting stronger again. Can you see the green arrow is showing here? It's pointing up. Look at on the strength of the meter based on what we're saying here. Let's say this is 30% or something, or something percent. You understand? Or at most maybe 40, which is not up to, but it might soon get there based on what we're seeing on the chart or the meter here. JPY is weak. JPY is weak, and that's why you're seeing as of now currently on instrument like Euro USD, GBP USD, USD CAD, you're seeing that price is trying to go up on USD CAD, Euro USD, GBP USD, price is dropping down. Why? Because the instruments are what? Are weak. They're showing based on what these arrows are showing that these instruments are currently weak and this man is strong. The strongest of them is NZD as of this morning. AUD is also strong, but you see JPY is weak. So on instrument like USD JPY, you try and see, you discover that on the chart now, basically the candles will be trying to push up. You understand? on USD JPY, candle will try to be pushing up, or it's not moving. And that's why you're saying, because it at a particular high now, price is finding it hard to move. But imagine the US dollars now gains full strength, 100%, and is pushing up. You discover that the candle here is going to change, and it might even break above the section and move up. Break above the zone and move up. But currently, price is struggling here. It's having an issue around this point. That's why you're saying it like that. Because USD is strong and JPY is also is very weak. It's very weak. But technically, you can just see it's ranging. And the truth is this: whenever the market ranges, one thing we need to know is that is a correction part, is a correction zone. You understand? Okay. So yes, I've done some currencies. Now let's move to commodities. Commodities. So the first instrument we're going to be looking at on commodities is what? Gold. Let's go for gold. Go for gold. Yes, go for gold. Okay, gold it is. We're looking at gold. Let's look at gold, gold, gold. Okay, now we're on gold. Can you see? Now, like we all know, there's always an inverse reaction between gold and dollars. Whenever the dollars is strong, we expect price to go down on gold. Whenever the dollars is weak, we expect price to go up on gold. You understand? It's not directional, it's inverse. You understand? So gold is strong, dollars becomes weak. That's when you start selling on dollars. And if dollars is weak, you start buying. That would be the best time to buy the gold. Okay, so let's look at what the market is saying. This is on my 1 hour time frame. Look at it. Price got to this particular loop, and since then it's rejected, went up. Now it's ranging between this point. I'm expecting price to get rejected around this point. So if price should come down to this point, I'm expecting price to push it back up. So whatever movement is doing now, once it gets to this zone, I'm expecting price to push back up. If that is not the case, and price is able to break below this section, then it will get back to this particular loop. You understand? Get back to this particular loop. But if that does not happen, if it gets to this point and price finds it hard and is unable to break the point and it goes up, there should be a little retest. Once there's a retest around this point and is unable to break this same zone again, I'm expecting price to push up. I'm expecting price to push up, to go up far out. That's that. Okay. So my take on gold is this: wait for it to get to this particular zone, and if it's unable to break below that zone, but okay, let's do it this way. Okay. Wait for price to get within this zone. If it's unable to break within this, if it's unable to go down and break below this particular zone that has been shaded for us, then no sell. But if it's able to go below it and it breaks down, then we can sell. But if it gets below and does not break down and rejects back, we're expecting it to move up, to go up. You understand? That's my take on gold. Okay, I can see a PMC saying something. He said NZD is very strong. So should we look for opportunities, trade in pairs on NZD? Yeah, you can look at it, and if you're seeing any signal, either you should buy. The truth is this: let me tell you, nobody knows how long it's going to be strong. The next minute now, it can become weak. It can become weak the next minute. But look at it technically. Look at where price is resting. Is it resting at a demand or a supply zone? That is going to determine what will happen on the price. That will determine what will happen on price. But if it's not like that, if it's not giving you any good direction, kindly wait. You understand? Kindly wait. That's my take on NZD, based on the fact that, yes, we've seen it on currency strength meter that is the strongest as of this morning. Hold on, because it could be the strongest and at a point not even me. You understand? So let's hold on for what we're saying. Check your chart on it, and depending on where price is, you take your stand. But let's come back to gold. Just like we're saying on gold now, like I said, I'm expecting it to get below this point. If it's able to break below this section and goes outside the shaded point, I'm expecting it to sell down. But if that is not the case, go back up. That's my take on gold. Okay, so let's look at oils. Let's look at oil. Okay, oil now. Right, oil. Okay, this is oil. And my 1 hour time frame. Okay, got what we are saying. Price got rejected up from this point, went up, then a little retest, and it was unable to break it. Now it pushed up, came down a little bit, it's pushing up again. I'm still expecting oil to still go up. I'm still expecting the price to go up. You understand? And if it's going up, I'm expecting it to get to this particular section here. Even if it's going to drop at the end of the day, I'm expecting price to get to this point on oil. You understand? But before that is being done, let's hold on for it to go above this particular section. If price is able to go above this section successfully, this particular zone, if price is able to go above this particular section here, you understand? Then I'll expect price to buy. But if that is not the case, if that is not the case, then I'll expect it to go down. You understand? So around this section here, I'm expecting price to okay, let's just say have some little edge. But if it's able to break it, then it should get to this particular high. You understand? After which it can drop back down. So I'll pitch my tent with the bulls on oil. I'll pitch my tent with the bulls on oil as my take. So once it gets to this particular section, we should be expecting a drop in price. It should drop back a little bit. You understand? Because one of the things we need to know is this: except we do not have oil again in the market, that's when it becomes very expensive. But once we start having it at a high quantity, it's getting more, price is supposed to what to drop. And just like I said, for a while, Saudi Arabia had been the main man in the market. Saudi Arabia, Iran, and the like, they've been the main men in the market. They determine what happens in the market on oil and everything, saying this is how we want it, that's how we want it. And other countries or other economies have been at their mercy because they are the sole producer, largest producers of it. But currently, the US is the largest producer of oil now. So they will also want to determine what happens in the market, determine how the market moves and the likes like that. And yeah, once they're able to do that, it moves for them, it will work for them, so they can determine what happens in the market. But one thing we know is when quantity of a particular commodity is on the high side, is so large, if quantity is so much, price will drop. So that's that on oil. I'm still expecting it to just hold on. Let's hold on for it to break in above this particular shaded zone. And if it's able to break above it, I expect it to get up here. So around this point here now, we should be looking out for what? A drop in price. Price should go down. Yes. That's going to be my take. That's my take on oils. Okay. Let's go to indices. Indices now. Yeah. Let's look at US 100. US 100. Let's see. US 100. Let's see what is happening on US 100 and look at some other indices too. In fact, yes, I know that it's just a few minutes to 9, but I'm not going to be closing by 9 immediately. Yes, I'm sorry for that because of the network, although it's not my fault, it's a network thing, but I'll just take my time to still touch all the other instruments before we call it a day. Okay? All right, so because I know maybe some of us were looking at it like it's just 2 minutes to 9 and we didn't start this class early. I'm sorry for that. All they said, it's the network, it's not my fault, but now we are on, so I'll still make sure I touch all the instruments before we call it a day. Yes, I know we've done some currencies, commodities, now we're indices, so but still touch one or two of them, so we can call it a day. So let's look up US 100. Can we see, based on what we're seeing on 1 hour time frame, based on what we're seeing on this 1 hour time frame, this particular information happened based on news, and after it closed there, so it gapped up. When it gapped up, it moved up. But remember, I told us something. Whenever there is a gap, it's an irregular movement. Price will always cover it back. And this was what happened here. Price came back down to cover it fully before it now picked up, moved up, had some issues here, moved up to this particular high. Now it has dropped down to this point. Now, so this is what I'm going to tell us. If price is unable to break below this particular zone here, price is unable to go below this particular zone, you can see this section has been a strong section for it. So this particular section now, price comes into this zone. price comes into this zone and is unable to break down, I'm expecting price to push up. Now, the real truth is this: we have instruments that we expect them to buy, we have instruments that we expect them to sell. Yes, that we expect them to buy doesn't mean they will not sell, and that we expect them to sell doesn't mean they will not buy. But what we're saying is the movement we expect mainly from them is buy or sell. So on this particular instrument, I'm expecting a buy, I'm expecting it to move. But first, it can still come back down into this zone. So once it gets into this zone and is unable to break this zone, I'm expecting it to push up. But if it breaks below it, it will come back down. Let's look at it on daily time frame. If you're looking at it from daily time frame, based on what we're seeing, look at it. Price has been moving up, came down to this point, moved up to this point. So I'm expecting it to just come down a little, then what? Push up. Understand? So we can wait, hold on for it to get into this zone. And if it breaks below this zone, I'm expecting it to come down to this point around the hair. I'm expecting price. This is on my daily time frame anyway. I expect it to come down to this point. It's able to break below into this zone and breaks out of it, come down to this point, then it reject back to the upside. Plus, like I said, for me, when it comes to indices, my take is always on the bullish. So whatever movement is doing bearish might not go for long, because it rejects back to the upside. That's my take on US 100. So let's look at US 30. Let's see what is happening on US 30. After which we go to DE 40 and see what is happening in that market, that German stocks. Okay. We're almost having the same thing on US 30, the same move. It's been coming down. So I'm expecting price to also have some issues around here. A rejection should happen around this point. Around this point. I'm expecting a rejection around this point too. Understand? The price should drop down into this point. So let's hold on for it and see. If it's able to break below it successfully, I'm expecting it to go down. But if that is not the case, a reversal up. That's just that on US 30. I'm not expecting much from it too, the same way. I'm just expecting it to move the same based on what we saw on US 100. Comes down into this point. If it's unable to break out of this zone, then you should expect price to what? To back up. Okay, so let's look at DE40, after which we'll try and see what is going to happen on US 2000. DE40 first. Let's look at DE40. Okay, DE40. Okay, DE40 on DE40 now. Okay, so look at it. Price has also been ranging between some few points here. In fact, this is it. Let me look at that from this point here. One. This is another point that it has respected for a while now. For a while. When it broke at this point, it started dancing between these points. You understand? So this is what I'm going to say here. This is my own take on this particular instrument, DE40. If price is able to break below this particular section, price is going to drop down to this zone. To drop down to this particular zone here. Understand? Or expect price to drop down to this particular section here. Understand? If price is able to break below this point, I expect it to get down to this point. Understand? So around this point, let's hold on and see what is going on. If price is able to break below it, I expect it to come down to this point. And at this point, I'll expect price to push back up. I expect price to do what? To push back up. But if that is not the case, if it's able to respect this particular zone, then I expect it to push up back to the upside. That's my take on DE40. Expect price to push back up. And let's even see what it's saying on daily time frame too. Let's see its own move too on the daily time frame, so we know what is happening. Can you see? Got to this particular high, and since then it's been dropping. So I expect price could also reject around this point to push back to the upside. But if that is not the case, price could get to this particular section before it gets rejected, which is almost the same thing like this zone, almost close to this zone, you understand, before it gets rejected back to the upside, you understand? So based on what we are seeing, you just need to be a little bit cautious on it. Let's hold on and see. If it's not giving us what we want, then we stay clear of it, you understand? Let's look at US 2000 now. US 2000, okay? US 2000. And with us, US 2000. Okay. Still with us, please. This is US 2000. Same. Okay. So look at US 2000. Based on what you're saying, let me zoom out so we can see it. Can you see? It's been dropping for a while. It's been dropping for a while. Look at it. Came down. Then there was a massive drop here. Started pushing up. And if you look at it, it's more or less like it wants to just respect that trend that it's been doing. So, because when it pushed back up, if we are to follow based on the trend, it's more or less like it expected it around this point and here. So this is what we're going to do. Let me zoom in so we'll see some things. So around this point, this is a strong zone here. So even if price is coming down based on what we're seeing around this point here, there's a zone, a very strong zone. It's going to be, it's more or less like maybe if you're able to look at it based on trend, it will be more or less, there will be almost like a cross section here. If it's coming down, it will be around this zone. So depending on what we are seeing here now, if price is able to break above those sections, either to the up or downward side, it will respect the zone, you understand? So even if it breaks down, I'm expecting price to go, just get down to this point, because on indices you always expect price to go up, you understand? If it breaks down to this point, I'm expecting price to push up, you understand? Whichever way it is, but once it gets into this particular section that has been painted, there's going to be a zone. This point is a strong point for it. So whichever direction it moves into, if it's able to break above here successfully, then you see an upward move, which is going to be very, very impressive. You understand? So let's just hold on indices and see which direction is going to peak. You understand? Okay. All right. All right. Mr. Obasanjo Adiola, you said, please, sir, I should look at GBP JPY. Okay, I'll do that. Then maybe once I'm done with that, we can call it a day. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Once I'm done with that, we can call it a day, right? Let's see. GBP JPY. GBP JPY. Let's look at that. All right, GBP JPY, I'm on it. And based on what we're seeing already, even from the chart, you can see that it's been going up for a while. It has gotten to this particular high. In fact, let me zoom out. It got to this particular high, got rejected around this point. Now, the same thing again has happened, that got into this particular high. This is like a double top. So based on what we've seen, so we expect it to drop, go down. You understand? We expect price to go down. This movement we saw here was based on news, then injection down when it got to that particular high, pushed up to that point. Now, around this point, as far as price, if price gets stronger this morning on GBP, it will push it up. But let's see, this is a zone and it's trying to reject price here. So if it's unable to break this particular zone up, it's expected to go down. Based on what I just said, double top, I'm expecting price to go down. So let's just hold on for it. Once, as far as it's unable to break this particular section successfully, price should go back down. So that's that on GBP JPY. So I'm thanking every one of us for joining us this morning, and also saying sorry we started late. So Mr. Femi, Adeojo, Francis Udo, Fumi A, Daya Matthew, Badibo, Kindeng Day, Imomo Raymond, Ikechukwu Wanko, Idris Badamasi, iPad. I can see some people's name as iPad, iPhone, okay. I can see Jackson Temitope, John Niam, John Tomayo, Johnson Benjamin, Marvel, Lucky Hope Mark, that's bracket Mr. Potential, Radio too. I can see Jonathan, I can see Muslidi Abdelatif, Neocop, Ngozi, Ositang, Nkabam. Okay, all right, Oladele Gabriel, O Edafe, etc. I'm saying thank you very much for joining this morning class. Yes, I'm unable to mention everybody's name, but kindly note this that we appreciate you for joining this morning's class and wish you a happy new year in advance, you understand? Happy celebration, compliments of the season, all and all and all and all. And I pray that the new year will meet us in good health and happiness. Thank you very much.